Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel. I sincerely from my heart appreciate you guys for watching my videos. And please, if you are yet to subscribe, do well to hit on the red icon to subscribe and also touch on the notification bell. Select all to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So today we shall be looking at how to cut two sleeves. First is our normal basic sleeve, our pencil sleeve, and second is how to cut a circle sleeve. The first one will be a drafting on the pattern. Now making use of this cardboard paper. I folded it into two, and the length here that I'm working with is 20.5 inches. So first of all, I will find my cap's height. And the formula for finding the cap height is our bust measurement, that is the bust measurement you are working with, divide by 12 plus half. So the bust measurement I'm working with for this pattern is 40 inches. So when I divide it by 12 and add my half, I will have 4. So my cap's height now is 4 inches. So I'll first of all mark out my 4 inches here. I'll just connect it. So here, if you like, you just make a line, but since I'm not cutting it, no need of the line, but I'll just put it. So here at this cap's line, I will determine my armhole measurement. So the armhole I'm working with here is 18 inches. Divide by 2 to give me 9. So from this folded part, I'll mark my 9 inches. Then here, because it's a pattern, I don't need an allowance, but I will just put 1 inch allowance here. Hope you're seeing what I'm doing. So from the armhole measurement, which is the 9, I'll take a measurement from my cap's height. From my cap's height here, from this point, I'll just place my tape to my armhole measurement, not to the allowance, but to the main armhole. So I'll find the midpoint. What I have here is 10, so the midpoint is 5. So from my shoulder to here, to my joint here, I have 12 inches. So I'll just take my 12 inch. Okay, here I have my 12 inches, then down to the 20.5 inches that we have here. So from here now, and you know this is subject to adjustment. It just depends on the length of the round sleeve that you are working with. If it's 8 inches that you want, you can measure it. You start from here and measure your 8 inches. But here is the half of the length of my arm to down to where it stops. So from this point now, I'll just make a slight curve like this. I'll just make a slight curve this way to meet the midpoint here, this way to meet the midpoint. So from that midpoint, I'll come down this way to join my armhole. I'm working like this, join it like this. So when you come down here, you check your round sleeve, and whatever you have, you divide it by 2. So for my own, I'm using 12 divide by 2 to give me 6. So I'll check my 6 here. So to your fabric, you add the inches you want for your seam allowance, but I won't be adding any here, or I can equally add 1 since I added 1 here. I'll just add 1 inch here. So I'll come down again here. I'm working with 8 here, so divide by 2 to give me 4. So I'll just mark my 4 inches here, and I'll just mark my 1 inch again. So after that, I'll just join it like this. So I'll just join it from here to this point, from this point to this point, and that is it. As you can see, it's very easy and fast. No much drama. Just determine your calf's height. Then from that your calf's height, you take your armhole measurements. When you take your armhole measurements, whatsoever you have, you add your allowance to it. Then you, from that your calf height where it started, you take your tape to that your armhole, then determine the midpoint. Just determine the midpoint there, then mark it. Then you now curve it from there to meet up to meet the midpoint. Then you come down to meet the armhole measurement. Then you take your round sleeve and join it. So here you can just cut it out and have so this is it. As you can see, it's very easy. That is it. So this is all for our basic sleeve. So now we go over to our round sleeve. Okay, for the round sleeve, I'm working with this fabric. I don't really need a measurement because I'm not attaching it to any dress. I'm just using it for a form of illustration. So here, I just fold my fabric into 2. Then I fold again to make it 4. So all my measurements will start from this point, this folded point. But first of all, I want to clarify something here. You will see in some of our dresses, when we want to put our round sleeve, we want to attach it from here. We will find out that after attaching it, this front part will be up while the down part will be down. The both of them won't be equal. That is because we do cut out the armhole measurement at this center point. But in a situation whereby you want it to be equal, that is actually the one we are going to cut. When we cut our round sleeve and we want it to be equal, that's the upper part, and the lower part to be as if it's equal, as of the same level. So here I'm making a use of 12 inches. So I'll first of all mark out my 12 inches. So I'll start from here to mark. So I'll just mark it round. Just mark round. Thereafter connect the lines together. So I've measured out my 12 inches round. So I'll go ahead and cut it. So before I open it, I'll first of all notch out the ends of my fabric. Just notch out here. Then I'll notch out this point too. Then as for this place, I won't notch it, but instead I'll just use my chalk to mark it out to know my mid point. So after that, I'll just open it up. As you can see, the chalk helps me to determine my mid point, which is here. So I'll just connect the lines. So here I have this. So the next thing to do now is to divide my armhole measurement by the circumference of a circle, using circumference of a circle, which is 6.28. So I'll use 6.28 to divide my armhole measurement. So 18 divided by 6.28 will give us 2.8. So here you determine where you want to measure from. So now it's either you measure from this side, or you measure from this side, or from here, or from this side. But just know that any side you choose to measure from, if you choose to measure from this side, that means this part will be under the armpit side, while this part will be on the top. So here we take our measurement this side. So from this midpoint, I'll take my 2.8, which is somewhere here. After 2.75. So I'll just place it here and mark my 2.8. This place here. So from here now, I'll measure my another 2.8 here. So I'll measure it round, but know that my measurement now starts from this point. So I'll measure 2.8. Okay, this is what we have here. Sorry, don't mind this, my circle. The fabric I'm making use of is a little bit slippery, so but don't worry, as far as you get your calculation accurate, you have your nice connection. You have something like this. So now from the points, I'll just cut from there. I'll just cut out this way. So be very careful. And just do it like this to go round and cut out this circle. So now I have this. So by the time I fix it to my armhole, as you can see, this place, I can as well notch the two edges here and here. You can just notch it. So this down part, like this, I have something like this. So the smaller part here will be under the armpit, while this one will be at the shoulder point. So by the end of the day, we have something like this. By the end of the day, see, you have something like this. As you can see, the upper part and the down part is as if it is an equal line. As you can see that this video is very short and very explanatory. It's very simple. So thank you for watching till the end, and please, if you are yet to subscribe, just touch on the red icon to subscribe, and also touch on the notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you in my next class. Bye.